Hare Krishna. So, very warm welcome to all of you for today's session on the Bhagavad Gita. And today we'll be starting with the second part of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the first part, we covered Sankhya, the philosophy of Sankhya. The details about Sankhya philosophy is in Srimad Bhagavatam. But here in this chapter, in the first part, we covered Lord Krishna. He talks about the conclusion or the essence of the Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya means analysis of spirit and matter, and finally coming to the conclusion that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. That is called Sankhya. And Lord Krishna gives the conclusion of the Sankhya philosophy in this chapter. Now, today we'll begin with the second part of the second chapter. But before that, as always, we'll be starting our session with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, in the first part of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we discuss the analytical knowledge of matter and spirit. Because Lord Krishna, he begins the second chapter, the philosophy of the second chapter, by telling Arjun that Arjun, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. That is the beginning of the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. And then Lord Krishna talks about different characteristics of the spirit soul. And finally, Lord Krishna concludes, and we discussed in the previous session that Arjun, spirit soul has got value, this body has got no value, and that is why our life should be molded in such a way that we give primary importance to the deliverance of the spirit soul. This human body is a great vehicle, is a great machine given to us to deliver the spirit soul to his destination. So we are the spirit soul, and this body has been given to us to deliver ourselves. And that is why this should be of the topmost priority in our life. So that's how we concluded the first part of the second chapter. Now today we'll begin with text 31, shloka number 31 of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Swadharmamapi chavekshya na vikampitum dharmyadhi yuddhashreyonyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. Swadharmamapi chavekshya na vikampitum dharmyadhi yuddhashreyonyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. Translation: it is not appropriate for you to hesitate considering your duty as a Kshatriya. There is no higher occupational duty for you than to fight for religious principles. So the Lord begins this shloka by the word you can see on your screen, the shloka, Swadharmam. Swadharmam. The word dharma comes here. What is dharma? We'll discuss in this in just few minutes. But before that, Lord Krishna is saying Swadharmam apicha avekshya. Aveksha means to envision or to consider. Na vikampitum arhasi. Arhasi means appropriate. So there is no better, there is no a better appropriate dharma for you, Arjun. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. Dharmyadhi yuddha shreyo. Shreyo means highest or better or the best. Anyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. So Lord Krishna is saying that Arjun, you are a kshatriya, and for you there is no higher engagement, there is no higher dharma than to fight for dharma. Dharmyadhi yuddha, that means dharma yuddha or religious battle or fight for dharma. So we have discussed in our previous sessions also that our society, especially during the Vedic times, was divided into four varnas and four ashramas. Four varnas are the four divisions of human beings on the basis of their quality of work and the modes in which they are born. So based on quality and based on the modes, human beings were divided into, or human society was divided into four varnas or four orders. And then there are four ashramas also. So which are the four varnas? So four varnas are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And the four ashramas are the four orders of human society, which means Brahmachari, Grihasth, Vanaprasth and Sannyas. Now, if you broadly classify or if you broadly see, you'll find that these four varnas and four ashramas exist everywhere in the world, not only in India. You'll find this everywhere in the world. You go to any part of the world, you'll find these four classes. The four classes and the four orders, everywhere we'll find. Brahmanas means intellectual class, scholarly class, teacher class, the guide to the society. Those who guide the society, those who have knowledge, they are called Brahmanas. So everywhere in the world we find Brahmanas. Now, no one is a Brahmana by birth. A Brahman is considered to be a Brahman by qualification. Just like a doctor is never considered a doctor by birth. A doctor is considered a doctor by qualification. Similarly, a person who is qualified to become a Brahmana, he is called a Brahmana. Then Kshatriya means warrior class, administrative class. This also we find everywhere. Vaishya means mercantile community, business community. We find everywhere in the world. And the fourth class is the Shudra class, which means salaried people. And they also are found everywhere in the world. So these four orders, these four classes of human society, we find everywhere in the world. Why? Because Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gun Karma Vibhagasha. In the fourth chapter, Lord Krishna talks about it. He says, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam. These four varnas are my creation. I have created these four varnas. So these are not man-made divisions. No, these divisions are made by the Supreme Lord himself. So according to the inclination of a person, according to the quality of a person, these four orders, this human society was divided into these four orders. But we see here in this shloka, the word which is used is swadharma. Swadharma. So there are two kinds of swadharmas. two kinds of swadharmas. One is bodily swadharma, and another is our spiritual swadharma. Bodily swadharma means the activities which we do according to our qualities of work. So this Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these are all bodily swadharma. Because actually we are neither Brahmana, neither Kshatriya, nor Vaishya, nor Shudra, nor man, nor women, nor animal. Ultimately, everyone is what? Everyone is spirit, soul, and part and parcel of Krishna. So these varnas are basically bodily swadharma. These are created so that society can function smoothly. These four varnas are created so that everyone gets his service or everyone gets his occupational duty according to his or her inclination. But ultimately, everyone knows that he is a spirit soul and he is a part and parcel of Krishna. And that is why, if you read the history of our in our Vedic scriptures, you'll never find that there is fight going on between Brahmanas and Shudras or Kshatriyas and Vaishyas or Vaishyas and Shudras. No, they'll never fight with each other because everyone was satisfied with the work that they are doing, because everyone was given the work which they were inclined towards. And that is why during the Vedic times, whichever occupation a person was engaged in, whether he is engaged as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra, a person knew that these occupations are bodily occupations. But actually, we are neither Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishya or Shudras. No, we are spirit souls and part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And everyone was conscious of this fact that we have got a very short duration of life. And so we have to engage ourselves in whatever activity we are doing. But our topmost activity is to engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Everyone knew this. And that is why we never find that there is quarrel between different varnas. No. Everyone was doing his duty perfectly. But ultimately, his final goal of life was to go back to the Supreme Lord, to fulfill the mission of human life. So these varnas are basically assigned to a person based on his bodily qualification. But spiritually, everyone is equal. Bodily, a person, these different people may have different inclinations, and that's why bodily they may be different. But spiritually, everyone is equal. In fact, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that Atah Pumbhir Dvijashreshtha Varnashram Vibhagashah Swanushthitasya Dharmasya Sansiddhir Haritoshanam. Haritoshanam. This Varnashram was created, these divisions of human society was created for Haritoshanam, for pleasure of Hari, to please Hari. And everyone was conscious of this fact that ultimately we have to please Hari, Krishna, because Yasmin Tushte Jagat Tushte. If Krishna is satisfied, whole world is satisfied. That is why Krishna is called as Jagadish, Jagannath, Jagatpati. Why? Because he is the root cause of the whole creation. Yatha taror mula nishe chanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashakha pranopahara chayathendriyanam sarvar haranam bhaj achyutejya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that if we water the root of the tree, then the water will benefit each and every leaves and branches of the tree. But if we water the leaves and branches of the tree, there will be no use. It will be of no use, isn't it? If we want, if suppose the leaves and branches of the tree are drying up, where do we pour water? In the root or on the leaves and branches? We pour water on the root. Because if we pour water on the leaves and branches, nothing will happen. It will be of no use. It will be useless. So, just like watering the root of the tree, when we water the root of the tree, the water nourishes the whole tree. Similarly, when we satisfy Krishna, when we try to please Krishna, then whole world is satisfied. Yasmin tushte, jagat tushte. If Krishna is satisfied, whole world is satisfied automatically. If we try to serve the Lord, then our service reaches everywhere in the creation. Because this creation is not created by us. This is not our creation. Neither this creation is controlled by us. Nothing is under our control. It is all controlled by the divine arrangement of the Supreme Lord. And that is why everyone during the Vedic times was conscious of this fact. And that is why in the Bhagavatam it is said, Atah pumbhir dvija shrestha varnashram vibhagashah swanushthitasya dharmasya sansiddhir haritoshanam. Haritoshanam. This whole division of human society was created for pleasure of Hari. Because Brahmanas were engaged in what? In preaching the glories of Krishna. Now you see here in this shloka, this word swadharma, the first word in this shloka is swadharma. So, what is the meaning of dharma? What is the meaning of dharma? So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Because this world is not created by us. This world is moving because matter cannot move on its own. So if this whole universe is moving and moving systematically, following laws, perfect laws are governing the universe, then who is the lawmaker? The creator who has created this universe, he has created the laws. And that is why only he can tell us the laws of the creation. For example, if you are in a country, so can you sit at your home and write the constitution of the country? No. The constitution of the country is given by the government. We cannot decide what we want to follow, what we don't want to follow. No. It's the government who decides that what we have to follow. Similarly, the tenets of dharma, the principles of dharma are given by Krishna himself. And that is why Krishna says in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That means to re-establish dharma, I appear in every millennium, in every age. Because only the Lord can establish dharma. The Brahmanas are preachers of dharma. They preach dharma. They teach dharma to everyone, but they cannot establish dharma. So when India got so-called independence, because real independence is to liberate ourselves from the shackles of the body. But anyways, people say that we got independent in 1947. So when India got independent, so people who used to follow Sanatan Dharma, they went to Gandhiji and told that Gandhiji, there are many other sects who kill cows and we worship cows. So why don't you stop them? So Gandhiji said, well, how can I stop them? That is their dharma. But this is not the right understanding. For example, suppose today a person decides, suppose he attracts 10 people towards him and he becomes a spiritual leader, and then he forms a religion of 10 people. And in that religion, they decide that we will kill human beings. So just because it's a religion, he has created a religion, will we allow that in the name of religion to kill human beings and eat? No. Suppose if there are 7 billion people in the world and every person starts to decide his own dharma, then what will happen? There will be 7 billion dharmas, isn't it? So, dharmam to sakshat bhagavat pranitam. We cannot decide dharma. Dharma means our occupational duty, the primary duty as human beings. So, that has to be decided by the Lord Himself. And that is why Krishna says that I descend in every age to re-establish dharma. So the Brahmanas, they preach dharma. They are the teachers of dharma. Kshatriyas, they fight for dharma. When they go into the battlefield, why they enter the battlefield? First of all, to protect dharma, so that everyone in the country or everyone in the land can easily follow dharma. No one should disturb people from following the rules given by Krishna. So that is the duty of a Kshatriya. So Brahmanas are preachers of dharma, Kshatriyas are protectors of dharma. Then Vaishyas. Vaishyas means those who provide wealth for propagation of dharma. Because they are business community, they generate wealth. So they utilize their wealth, which is Lakshmi, for the service of Narayan. And then Shudras, they also help these three classes in propagation of dharma. So that is how this division of human society was created. And that's why it used to function smoothly. Because everyone knew that as Brahmanas, as Kshatriyas, as Vaishyas, or as Shudra, this is our bodily Swadharma. But our real Swadharma is to serve Krishna. And everyone used to do that. Because spiritual emancipation is the prime goal of human life. And everyone knew that. And that is why, although this division was created, but everyone used to be united by spiritual Swadharma. So that is why Lord Krishna is telling here that Arjun, you are a Kshatriya, and being a Kshatriya, it's your duty to fight for dharma, fight to protect dharma. And if a Kshatriya enters the battlefield, he cannot say no. We'll see in the upcoming shlokas. Now text 32, shloka number 32. Yadrichaya chopapannam swargadvaramapavritam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddhamidrisham Yadrichaya Chopapannam Swargadvaramapavritam Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddhamidrisham. Translation: the doors to the heavenly planets are wide open for those fortunate Kshatriyas who receive such an opportunity for battle on its own accord. Now you see, Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that Yadrichaya means out of great fortune. Upapannam means to arrive. Swargadvaram apavritam, Swargadvaram means doors to heavenly planets. Sukhinah Kshatriya, This is the greatest happiness. Sukhina means happiness. Kshatriya, for Kshatriya, this is the greatest happiness, greatest pleasure. Labhante yuddhamidrisham. If such an opportunity to fight comes. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that Arjun, for you, this opportunity has come. This fortunate opportunity has come to fight for dharma. And not only that, if you fight for dharma, doors to heavenly planets will open for you. Just imagine. So for a Kshatriya, when he enters the battlefield, there are only two options. There is no third option. The first option is to fight and become victorious. The second option is to die. There is no third option. So Lord Krishna is telling that Arjun, for a Kshatriya, if such an opportunity has come, you should be very happy. Because even if a Kshatriya dies in the battlefield, here Lord Krishna is telling that doors for heavenly planets are open for him. So there is no loss on part of Arjun. So it's the greatest fortune for a Kshatriya to fight for religious battle, to fight for dharma. Now text 33, shloka number 33. अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि. Translation: if, however, you do not fight in this religious battle, you will incur sins for neglecting your duty, and your reputation as a warrior will be ruined. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that atha chet tvam imam. Tvam imam means this. If you, Arjun, if you do not fight dharmyam sangramam, you see again this word is coming. Dharmyam sangramam. Sangram means battle and dharmyam means religious battle. Why Mahabharata is religious battle? Because this Mahabharata is arranged by Krishna. It's Krishna who desired, and that's why this battle is happening. So dharmyam sangramam. So Krishna is telling Arjun that dharmam sangramam, this religious battle, na karishyasi, if you do not fight this religious battle, then swadharmam kirtim cha hitva, then swadharmam kirtim cha, that means your swadharma will be destroyed because you are a Kshatriya. Your dharma is to fight. And second thing he is saying is kirtim cha hitva. Your kirti. Kirti means your glory. So Arjun was revered all over the world as the greatest archer, as the greatest warrior. Everyone knew that. All over the world he was famous as the greatest warrior, greatest archer. So that is why Lord Krishna is saying that all your glory will be destroyed. People glorify you as a great archer, as a great warrior. So all that glory will be destroyed, Arjun. And papa bhavapsasi, and you will incur sins because you are neglecting your duty as a Kshatriya. Text 34, shloka number 34. अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम् संभावितस्य चाकीर्तिर्मरणादतिरिच्यते। अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम् संभावितस्य चाकीर्तिर्मरणादतिरिच्यते। Translation: people will always talk about your bad reputation, and for a respectable personality like you, death is better than bad reputation. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that akirtim cha api bhutani kathayishyanti. Bhutani means all the people in the world. Akirtim cha api bhutani kathayishyanti. Kathayishyanti means people will talk about your infamy. People will defame you, Arjun. And the Kauravas, that means Duryodhan, Karna, and other warriors in the battlefield, they are waiting for this opportunity to defame you. Sambhavitasya cha akirtir. And for a respectable personality like you, if you get bad reputation, if people defame you, then it's better you die in the battlefield. What is the benefit if you run away from battlefield, and even if you are alive, what is the use of such life if everywhere you will have bad fame, ill fame, and people will talk ill about you? So what is the use of such a life? It's better you fight the battlefield and die rather than running away and saving your life. So that's what Lord Krishna is telling Arjun. Text 35, shloka number 35. Bhayadranadu paratam mansyante tvam maharatha yesham cha tvam bahumato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. Bhayadranadu paratam mansyante tvam maharatha yesham cha tvam bahumato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. Translation: these great warriors who hold you in high esteem will consider that you have withdrawn from the battlefield out of fear, and thus they'll consider you a coward. Now you see, such strong words are used by Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is saying that bhayad ranad uparatam. Uparatam means to run away. Mansyante tvam maharatha. Maharatha means the warriors who have come on this battlefield, Arjun. Bhayad ranad uparatam mansyante. They will believe, or they will know, and they will consider that bhayad ranad uparatam, that you ran away from the battlefield out of fear. You got scared from Kauravas and you ran away from the battlefield. Yesham chatvam bahumato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. Yasyasi laghavam, and all your good reputation will get destroyed. So Lord Krishna is telling that Duryodhan, Karna, and other warriors, they are waiting for this opportunity. They'll tell everyone that Arjun ran away from this battlefield out of fear. He got scared from us and he ran away. So Lord Krishna is telling that, do you want this to happen? And if you think that after leaving the battlefield you will be alive, what is the use of such life? Because everywhere in the world you will be defamed by everyone, and all your reputation will be destroyed completely. So it's better to die. Why it's better to die? Let us see. Avachyavadamscha bahun vadishyanti tavahitah निंदन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यम ततो दुःखतरम नु किम अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निंदन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यम ततो दुःखतरम नु किम. Translation: Many of your enemies will speak of you in unspeakable and insulting ways, criticizing your ability. What could be more painful for you? You see, the words which are used here in the shloka is tato dukkataram. Dukkataram. Dukkataram means the greatest dukh, the greatest misery, the greatest pain. So Lord Krishna is telling that avachya vadamscha bahun vadishyanti tava ahita. So Arjun, as we know, he was regarded all over the world as a great warrior, and even the enemies of Arjun, they used to consider him as highly esteemed personality. Everyone used to adore Arjun for his great archery, for his great Kshatriya qualities. But here Lord Krishna is telling, Vadishyanti tava ahitaha. All the people, they will, the enemies, your enemies, nindantastav samarthyam. Samarthya means your prowess, your potency, your ability. So they will nindantas. Nindantas means they will criticize your ability. They will try to destroy your ability. They will talk ill about you. Tato dukkataram nukim. And this will bring lot of pain to you. It will be very painful for you to bear it. You will not be able to bear it, Arjun. Now text 37, shloka number 37. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः. Translation: O Kaunteya, if you are killed on the battlefield, you will attain the heavenly planets. And if you are victorious, you will enjoy a great kingdom on earth. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. You see. So what is Lord Krishna saying here? Hato va prapsyasi swargam. Arjun, if you are killed on the battlefield, you will prapsyasi swargam. You will go to heaven. You will attain heavenly planets. Jitva va bhokshase mahim. And if you become victorious, then bhokshase mahim. You will, bhokshase means to enjoy. So you will enjoy mahim, whole earthly planet. You will be able to enjoy the greatest kingdom on earth. Tasmaduttishta Kaunteya. Therefore, Arjun, Kaunteya means Arjun because he is son of Kunti. So therefore, Arjun, get up. Uttishta means get up. And Yuddhaya Krita Nishchaya, and you fight with determination. So for a Kshatriya, this is the greatest opportune moment to fight for religious battle. Why? Because even if he dies on the battlefield, he will go to heavenly planets. And if he is victorious, he will enjoy nice kingdom. So in both cases, there is no loss. Whether he dies or whether he lives, for him there is no loss. If he lives, he will enjoy a nice kingdom. If he dies, he will go to heavenly planets. Just like, and even after killing, he is going to heavenly planets. Just like ordinarily also we see that a soldier who is fighting for the country, if he kills 100 people, he gets award, he gets a gallantry medal from the country. And another person, if he kills 100 people, he will get death punishment. He'll be punished. Now both are doing the same thing. A soldier is also killing using a gun or a rifle, and an ordinary criminal, he is also killing. Now activity is the same, it looks the same, both are doing the same activity. Soldier is also killing and a criminal is also killing, but criminal gets punished. The more the criminal kills, the bigger will be the punishment. But the more the soldier kills, the bigger will be the reward. Just imagine. Activity is the same, both are killing. But one will be rewarded, one will be punished. Why? Because he is doing it for the country, for the government. Similarly, why Arjun will get Swarg, why he will get heavenly planets? Because he is doing it on the order of Krishna. He is not whimsically fighting. He is not fighting out of his own whims. No. He is fighting for the pleasure of Krishna. And that's why Lord Krishna is telling that even if you die, don't worry, you'll go to heavenly planets. And if you become victorious, you will enjoy this beautiful kingdom. So in both cases, you have no loss. And that's why Arjun get up and fight with determination. Now text 38, shloka number 38. Sukh dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Sukh dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Translation: thus you should engage in fighting by being balanced in both happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. By doing so, you will never attain sinful reactions. So Lord Krishna, now he is saying that sukh dukh same kritva, labh alabh and jaya and ajaya. So these 6 aspects Lord Krishna is using. Sukh dukh means happiness and distress. Labh alabh means gain, alabh means loss. Jaya ajaya. Jaya means glory, ajaya means infamy. Jaya also means victory and ajaya means loss. So Lord Krishna is telling that whether you have gain or loss, whether you have happiness or distress, or whether you have victory or defeat, Arjun, you should maintain balanced position. Your consciousness, your mental state should be at equilibrium in all these situations. And he's saying that Naivam papam avapsyasi, and by doing so, you will not incur any sinful reactions. That is the state of a devotee. Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that Arjun, this should be your consciousness while fighting. Because consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Soul can never be inactive. Soul can never be desireless. Soul means activity. So consciousness is the symptom of the spirit soul. And because of consciousness, we have knowledge. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that Arjun, because you see, a dead body will not have knowledge. Only a living body has knowledge. Why? Because living body means consciousness. So because of consciousness, we have knowledge. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjun, what should be your knowledge while you are fighting? This should be your state of knowledge, that you should be equanimous in happiness, distress, victory, defeat, loss, gain. For you, it should it should not budge you from your duty. Because when a devotee has surrendered himself to Krishna, because Arjun has done that. In the seventh shloka of this second chapter, we discussed Arjun, he's saying that Shishyasteham Shadivam Tvam Prapannam, that Krishna, I am becoming your disciple, and Mam Tvam Prapannam, I am surrendering to you. I am fully surrendering to you. Whatever you say, I'll do. So when a devotee completely surrenders himself to Krishna's will, and there are many examples in our Vedic history, Lord Hanuman, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, they are our real heroes because they completely surrendered themselves for the pleasure of Krishna. So Arjun also, he has done that. He has completely surrendered himself for the pleasure of Krishna. Because for himself, he did not want to fight. He is fighting because Krishna told him to fight. So when a devotee does that, he is not concerned about happiness, distress, victory, defeat, loss, gain, because these are Krishna's concern. Because a devotee perfectly knows that I have surrendered myself at the lotus feet of Krishna, and whether I am victorious or not, it is Krishna's concern. He will be giving me the fruits of my results, fruits of my work. I am simply have to act as the instrument of the Lord. So when a devotee is working for the mission of the Lord, he is never at loss because he does not consider his personal considerations. His personal considerations are his least priority. His first priority is pleasure of the Lord, pleasure of Krishna. And that is why in Krishna consciousness, we all must note it down and we should always remember this, that in Krishna consciousness, endeavor is success. Every endeavor that we are making, that is success. And another thing all of us must remember, and we must note it down, that for a devotee, for a surrendered devotee who has surrendered himself completely, for him, journey and destination both are same. What is the journey? The journey is that he is serving Krishna. The saintly people, those who surrender themselves to Krishna to preach the message of Krishna, or like Arjun, he has surrendered himself to fight for the pleasure of Krishna. So every devotee, his only goal is to please Krishna. So when a devotee does that, for him, his personal considerations are of no use. He never gives importance to his personal considerations. His only consideration is pleasure of Krishna. And that is why for him, journey and destination both are same. While he is living, he is serving Krishna. And what is the destination? Service to Krishna. What is the journey? Service to Krishna. While living, he is serving Krishna. After death, what he will do? Serving Krishna. You see? So journey and destination both are same for a surrendered devotee. And what was the first point? Every endeavor is success. Because endeavor is success for a devotee. Result is in Krishna's hand. In material world, whatever endeavor we make, Until unless that endeavor gives result, it's useless. But that's not the case in spiritual activity. That's not the case in devotional service to Krishna. We'll discuss about it in the next session. But that's why in Krishna conscious endeavor, there is no loss for a devotee. So while living, he is satisfying Krishna, and while death, after death also, he is satisfying Krishna. And that is why here in this shloka it is mentioned that naivam papam avapsyasi, because a devotee never incurs sin, because he is not doing anything for his pleasure. He is doing everything for satisfying Krishna. And yasmin tushte jagat tushte. If he is satisfied, whole world is satisfied. So that's what we are seeing here. There is an important announcement for all of you, because as we know now, Janmashtami is coming. Shri Krishna Janmashtami, the appearance day of Lord Krishna, and many of you were sending your messages that you want to do some seva for the Lord. You want to use your Lakshmi for the service of Lord Narayan, because Lakshmi is meant for service of Narayan. And yes, of course, when you support us, it's very good, because then we can expand our preaching activities much more. This message can reach more and more people. So many of you sent me messages for Janmashtami Seva or donation. So you can, on your screen, you can see, you can take a screenshot, or you have, these are our bank account details, the trust account details. And below is the UPI details. So whichever way you find comfortable, you can offer your donation, your seva for the service of Lord Krishna. You can use your Lakshmi for service of Lord Narayan, because Lakshmi is meant for service of Narayan. So that's what we are seeing here today. Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that, Arjun, you should be equanimous in your consciousness while engaging in your duties, especially your spiritual duties. So we'll stop here. If anyone has any question, you can ask your question on Zoom. You can raise your hand, or on YouTube, you can put your question in the comment section. I'll take up your questions now. Okay, fine. So I think today no question. So we'll stop here. We'll continue our discussion in the next session. And now we'll discuss some very, very important aspects in the next session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.